Hello again, Andy, and welcome back to just another quick video. And this is pretty typical of what we're doing lately. Whole bunch of repairs, some painting, some maintenance on this property. And that's why people call Handy Andy's. We do pretty much anything in terms of repairs and maintenance, but good things for any homeowner to look for. You want to keep trees and limbs at least 2 feet away from your house. They're going to start doing damage. They'll damage the gutters, they'll damage your shingles, and it leads to leaks and costly repairs. We've got some issues on this house with the dormers. This siding, it's hard to tell on this attic dormer from the ground if it's rotted, but that's a masonite siding, and we'll see in a minute on the garage that we need to replace all the siding on those 3 garage dormers. Here on the house could stand to be repainted. We've got some issues with the metal railing out here where it just needs to be repainted. And here's one that comes up a lot. When they installed these posts initially, and you can see what's happening on this one, they never sealed where they set them down into the concrete and the brick. So see how this post is actually rotted out. We'll go ahead and try and repair that. There's some products we have that's a metal restorative. We can go ahead and patch that and then seal over this area with concrete. Quikrete makes it in a tube. It's great for this application. It won't exactly match this old mortar. And then the trick to it is once you seal with concrete, come back in a day or two and seal the edges and give it a raised lip with a clear elastomeric sealant. We use a product called Through the Roof by Sashco. It's a great product. This metal railing just needs to be cleaned and repainted. The last time they painted it, they went latex over oil, and you can see the peeling paint here. So this has to be scruffed up and sanded down a little bit and prepped and repainted. Beautiful railing in an awesome home. Something else that we'll see here that's real common is twice a year you want to walk your house and just follow your shingle line, and I don't know, you'll be able to see the missing shingles right here. Could be from a tree that's been cut down here, would be my guess, and they just never patched these shingles. But we'll come in and just put those edge shingles back in place. And again, we'll check this dormer up over here for some rot. This house has gutter screens, and you can sort of see we got some rain getting ready to come. I'll see if I can get a better picture of this. But you'll be able to see where there's some streaking across the face of the gutters, and that lets you know that when heavy rains come, the water's coming over the top of the gutters and then mildew's coming behind it. So we see that streaking. That's a telltale sign that you know, hey, I need to check my gutters, clean them. You can see where they have these gutter screens. They're worthless, people. You're better off to take them off. You're still going to have your gutters cleaned. As you've seen from an earlier video that we've posted, there isn't any kind of gutter system that we can recommend to you. This particular home has galvanized gutters. You can see how this dogwood has grown into the house. It all needs to be trimmed back. But you'll see as you walk your house, if you have galvanized gutters, they'll rust out. And a lot of times people think that they've got great gutters, they got 6-inch gutters. See the rust right here? And we'll get a closer look over here from the corner. But you can see where this is a gutter over the right side entryway. See how it's broken right through? You start to see rust spots on the bottoms of the gutters. It lets you know it's a galvanized gutter. You need to replace it with aluminum. The builder in this house probably saved maybe 50 bucks, and it'll cost this customer a pretty good chunk of money just to replace these gutters. They've got one here at their entryway. They've got another one over this front patio area. And then they've got one in the rear that we'll show you in a second. And here we've got, again, plants are way too close. You need to trim this stuff back and give yourself 2 feet clear all the way around. You're gonna hold moisture in that area, and we're likely to find some rotted wood in that really cool looking bay window. Here you've got a gutter that's damaged. You got a raised shingle up here that needs to be sealed down. And you can see from the bottom edges of this dormer siding that it's a masonite or LP siding, manufactured siding. It's like cardboard basically, and it's rotted all the way through. So we'll come back in and replace all of these where we need to with hardy plank. A couple of pieces in here have been replaced already. It's kind of hard to tell from the ground. The other issue we have on this house is you can see the way they built these dormers. They're really nicely decorative, but see how they've got this crown molding finishing off the top of the window pediment, but there's nothing capping it on top, so it's actually rotted out. So we need to come up with a way to flash that stuff and seal it and replace the rotted wood. On the right side of the house, you got the same issue again. You can actually see where the tree's up into the shingles, and it'll start damaging the shingles now as well. We're going back around the rear of the house now. If you've got underground drains like they have right here, it's a good idea to flush those once a year, make sure they're clear, because they jam up, that water's going to go in your house. The house really could stand to be repainted at this point. We've got a few places where we have enough repairs. We'll bring you around the back side here, and you can see a couple more issues with the house. This is over on the rear patio. And you got the same issue with the railing. We'll go ahead and seal all these gaps at the posts all the way around, repaint the railing. We got a couple repairs on the doors. You can kind of see where they tried to, a previous painter tried to putty this door out right here, and you can see where it's now bubbling and rotting back out. So we'll actually come in here and route this section out, piece in some new wood, repaint the door. Whenever you're looking at your house and you start to see black lines like this, you need to get them caulked and painted and sealed, or it's going to rot out the doors, your trim, or whatever it may be. And it doesn't take much to start rot. So we'll spot caulk here if the customer isn't ready to repaint this thing. You can see someone's had a sloppy repair right here in the past. And see my finger? It's starting to rot right there again. At the right rear first floor, the triple window, this nose all the way across, it's rotting the section. So we tend not to piece in on noses if we can avoid it. We will piece in sills, which is the piece that the window sits down on. The nose is this outer edge right here. And we'll go ahead and replace that piece all the way across about 10 feet. We'll get to it in a second, but the owner's actually attempted to repair down here. The sill is still rotted in the inside, so that all needs to be reworked right there. The left rear entry door here has similar issues. We just need to caulk and seal the door, but the right side frame right here has rotted once again, and you can see my finger moving in on it. So we'll actually repair that molding and the frame at the left rear patio door. And then this section of gutter right here, because this downspout hasn't been cleaned well and we've got screens, you can see that the water is dropping at the right rear corner of this gutter, and it's splashing down right here where it's probably just settling in against the house. So the gutter has the right pitch. We just need to repair that rotted wood right there. And then we got another piece up here. This rear second story gutter has just rotted out in the last couple of months. I was here a few months ago and that wasn't rotted, but it is now. So this section of gutter will need to be replaced. Good thing about gutters, when you're replacing these gutters, use hidden hanger screws. Someone has rehung this hanger before, because you can see some of the screw mounts right there. So they've had an issue here in the past. But again, the builder used galvanized gutters. You never want that. If you're building a home, spend a few extra bucks and go with 6-inch seamless aluminum. It's a great way to go. This inside corner fascia board is now rotted, and the thing that they're doing on a lot of these corners, you see them in other videos, and I'll try to zoom in up there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it or not with the light pattern, but you can look at that gutter and see that it's been seamed. And what happens when they do that, they put a couple screws or rivets in the bottom of the gutter. Why they do that, I don't know. Usually everybody in our business tries to do the fastest and easiest thing to do, and then it leaks and it rots the fascia up underneath it. So fascia and soffit. We'll go around to the rear here real quick and up the side. But as a company, we love to do all kinds of miscellaneous repairs: electrical, plumbing, painting, roofing, you name it, we do it. We just did a job over in Norcross where the customer kind of looked at us funny. We gave him a bid for about $850. And she said, you know what, Andy, my next lowest bid was $3,000, and they told me I had to do a lot more work than we needed. She's actually listed the house for sale since we did the work. She's got it under contract, so she's pretty excited. Here's the work that the client did down here, not to throw stones at him at all, but this sill is still rotted right here. This is the right rear basement corner. And then they came in and tried to piece in this wood with a 2x4, and it's just not gonna work. So all of this needs to be pulled all the way through. This is the original, this is the repair. So we'll come back in and replace that all the way across. And here again on this center board, people love to do this because they see it on TV. This is epoxy putty, and it's good for a little while, but what happens is the fungus that causes wood rot is trapped underneath this putty. It's anaerobic, it doesn't need air. So once you cover it over, it goes to town. It'll eat the rest of this wood in all three directions, and you just don't want that. The key to these repairs, if you're going to do them, do it right. Replace the whole nose, but also back prime everything. Paint all edges of the wood, and you won't have the rot. You know, it's amazing to me. We see houses where wood repairs are done every couple of years in the same areas, and it's really because people aren't doing it right. This side of the house just need to clean up this landscape and get it away from everything. Clean everything up and paint it. Excuse me. And you'll start to see on some of these places, it may have been in the backside, where you can wipe your hand on the trim. And this was coming back more dirt than the other, but if you wipe your hand on the back trim of the rear of the house where it gets a lot of sun, the paint film is shot. It'll come back to color your hand. That's a telltale sign that you need to repaint. Got to prep it, clean it properly, hand wash it. Best thing you can do. But what a great house, and it really doesn't take that much to keep up on it. Whenever you see that truck right there, it's definitely a truck of quality. I can't hide from anybody in that thing. I'm at 770-912-2829, and we'll try to come back shortly and show you what we've done with this house and what it looks like you can actually see as we're going around, there's a piece of rake mold up on that upper left front corner that's rotted through right there. And the squirrels are probably getting in there now, so we'll go ahead and repair that as well. We'll see you at the next house. You can get us at 770-912-2829. I'm Andy with Handy Andy. Take care and have a handy Andy day. Bye-bye.